Alrighty, everyone, welcome to Let's Chat. I'm turning this over to Vera Levy. She is going to be your host tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm good. Am I on, Mish? There you are. There I am. You like my pumpkin shot? That's in time for the month. There's pumpkins everywhere. All right, I'm Vera. So it's so nice to share with you tonight. The topic that I plan on sharing with all of you is something that I find extremely important in everyone's journey to being successful in optimal health. If someone does not embrace this topic, then I don't know what's going to happen to you guys. I don't promise anything. I have no promises. So Michelle, you can put on the next slide. That's it, guys. Listen to me now and listen clear. Nothing changes if nothing changes. All right? So we all, you could even slide it if everybody saw that. This is the main theme of the evening. You can slide it on to the next slide. Okay. This makes me laugh, but it's really true. Bad habits are like a comfortable bed. It's easy to get in, but it's hard to get out of. So if you're like me or anyone else, we have habits that we formed, good ones, bad ones, all kinds of habits. And what's the deal with these habits? They become our routine. And our routine is our daily life, right? Our daily life. Now, it could be physical habits, it could be mental habits, it could be anything that you're doing, and that forms your life. So, how do we change these kind of things? How do we fix a habit? How do we make it something different? Well, I'm going to tell you now, the only way to make a habit something else is to change. It takes an average of 66 days to create new habits. Okay? We learned that. Dr. Ray told us that. You can read it. 66 days on average to changing yourself. Now, I have someone who I'd like to come on and share, the first person today. He's a good friend of mine. He was a great client of mine, and now he's a great health coach. And his name is Charlie. We can put his slide up. And he is somebody to me who truly embraced change. Charlie, are you in the house?
Charlie is in the house.
There's my guy. All right, Charlie, take it away. Tell everybody about your change.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Marjorie. Thanks for the claps. I'm Charlie. I am currently 42 years old, right? I'm 42. Actually, I'm going to be 43 in a couple of weeks. I want a shout out from everybody on Facebook. But I'm Charlie, and a couple of years ago, I was 41, and I was overweight, unhealthy, and I needed a major change. I'm only 5'6" on a good day, and I weighed 230 pounds, and something needed to change. And short story is I basically grew up with Vera and heard she was starting this program, and I called her. I said, Vera, I don't know what to do. I'm disgusted with myself, and I need a change. And I don't know what to do. She told me about Optavia. I said, send me my box. I'm ready. I need something. I need to do something. And I started the program. Now, there's two kinds of people in this world. You could say there's Democrats and Republicans. No. There's adults and children. No. There's people that eat to live, and there's people that live to eat. Okay? Those are the only two kind of people in this world, at least to me. Okay? And I was one of those people that lived to eat. I mean, I would wake up in the morning, and before rolling out of bed, what am I having for breakfast? Where am I going to go for lunch? What am I going to do for dinner? And that's all I think about. Even to this day, by the way, I think about food a lot. That's just me. I'm wired that way. Okay? But now it's, what type of food am I going to eat? I'm going to eat healthy food. And I just needed that change. So yeah, even though, and I know I'm not the only one in here that loves to eat. Okay? We're all like that. That's how we got here in the first place. Sorry. And that needed to change. And this program, if you pay attention, changes things for you. So first of all, I used to eat, truthfully, I never even used to eat breakfast. I used to get a coffee in the morning and go to work and find myself at around 2 o'clock in the afternoon starving. And I would have one of my girls in the office The quickest thing to do is go get me a couple of slices of pizza. My wife is right here, but sometimes it was even 3 slices of pizza, by the way. And I would eat my pizza. It was in my face, so I'd just eat it. Even though after the first, I was probably full. But I would have the 3 sometimes. Don't hit me. And then I'd come home 7:30 at night, and I'm not really drinking water. I might have an iced tea. I used to love iced tea. And I'd come home, and I'd just eat anything that was in the house, everything, and just nonstop in the kitchen, eating. Things needed to change. And what the program taught me was, okay, first of all, you're only eating twice a day. You need to start eating 6 times a day. Every 3 hours, a nice, easy, clean, healthy meal. That's basically what these feelings are. They're not magic. At some point, I thought there was magic in here. But really, there's no magic. It's teaching you that this little bar is all you need for 3 hours. Get that in your mind, because that's the truth. That's the first change. Eat every 3 hours. Now, that's not the only, so obviously my weight shrunk and I lost 50 to 60 pounds in only 4.5 months, and I started to change, but immediately there's changes that happen. Your stomach starts churning, doesn't it? And sometimes 1 day or 2 days, you might not go to the bathroom. Your insides are changing. Your body is like, holy cow, Charlie, are you really eating the right way 6 times a day, every 3 hours? I got to figure this out. So your body's changing. And you're eating smaller, healthier meals. And I didn't realize in the beginning, I thought they were magic bars, and I was losing weight from them. But then it hit me. Eat 6 hours, and things will change. I stopped drinking my iced tea. I changed to water, and the weight started melting off. I stopped putting creamer in my coffee. I used unsweetened almond milk. Tastes fine to me. So unsweetened almond milk it is. And 60 pounds later, a year later, I'm still keeping it off. That's a good thing, by the way. You should all be cheering right now. Yes, you're keeping it off. When we go to restaurants, I used to eat anything that was put in front of my face. The bread basket's brought, I'm eating the bread basket. That was before. Now the bread basket's there, and it stays there. I don't touch it. There's no need. I ordered a meal, and that's what I'm going to eat, a cleaner meal. And waitresses and waiters don't like me that much anymore because I tell them, try to make it with less oil. What's on the side? Potatoes? Nah. Put vegetables instead. And the truth is, you feel so much better. I feel so much better. So I don't know who's on here, how long you've been on program. If you're not there yet, if you just started, I will tell you this, that nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. Okay? I'm sure you've heard it before. I didn't make it up, but it's so true. I'm never going back. Vera, put that picture back up with me. You can't do it? You don't know how to do it? All right, I won't bother you. There you go. That was me at my 40th birthday party. I will never look like that again because the guy on the right is so much happier with the way he feels. And it's just that really your mind needs to change. You're going to do this. You have to do this. You have to be healthy. And the little changes you make really make a big difference. They make a huge difference. These little changes that we're learning on program are changing it. And I implemented it into my daily life. And when my friends and family saw that my change, they joined and they lost weight. And I used to have a poker night. Every Sunday night, me and my friends would get together. We wouldn't start till like 9 o'clock at night. And we'd go to like 3 o'clock in the morning. And we'd be eating unhealthy. One of the guys that played poker with us had a restaurant. He would bring us food, and we'd eat like pigs, even though we already had dinner. And it doesn't matter, food in your face. We would just eat it. And we had this poker night. Well, all my friends in this poker night went on program, and we don't have poker night anymore. Poker night now changed to our early morning bike runs. So change is possible. You will get there in this program. Read the book. Dr. A actually knows what he's talking about.
Charlie, you're awesome. I want to thank you so much for that. Change, guys, if you want to know what change is, That's changed. Okay. Charlie is the man. I want to tell you that. You know, it's funny what he said. He's made me change my order of what I wanted to tell you all tonight. But when he said that nothing tastes as good as healthy feels, it's the truth. Because how many of you guys here have read Dr. A's book over here? All right. Well, if any of you have ever turned into chapter 3 is called The Motivation for Change. Okay. And one thing he discusses with us that I found extremely fascinating is that there's 2 kinds of motivation. There's problem-oriented motivation and there's outcome. Okay, outcome-oriented motivation. And what's the difference? The problem-oriented motivation is when we are looking to fix a problem. We do things just because there's a cause, a problem, and we need to fix it. The second kind of change, which is the outcome-oriented change, is just to do something, to create a being, to make it something that's the right way to say it. It's not to solve a problem. It's to have a total outcome of what you would like to put into being. So, for example, instead of doing something to lose weight, if you look at it as getting healthy, one thing is going to stop because once you lose weight, you're done. All you did was fix the problem. And if you look at it for overall health, now where's the end? There is no end because you didn't do it just to solve a problem. Does that make sense to anybody? Because that's what I found. So now I want to strip it down. Thank you, Marjorie, for telling me that made sense. Okay. Anyway, Charlie, you were awesome. Thank you so much. So the reason why a lot of us revert back to our old ways is because we're looking to solve a problem. And once our problem is solved, we have issues, we get comfortable. I mean, how many people here hate change in anything? Put a 1 in the chat if you hate changing what you're doing. And that could be anything. Everybody, that's right. Bring them on, all the ones. We all hate changing what we do. But our problem is that we get comfortable with something, and as soon as something stinks and it's hard, we go, oh man, or we go back. Or for people who are successful and lose a lot of weight, right? Some people, they're very successful and they lose weight, but now what? So what do? It's funny. The statistics will show that a lot of diets don't work, right? They'll lose weight for 2 years and then they're so excited, they lost their weight. What do? They go out and they party. They're going to the Olive Garden. They're going to get pizza and French fries. They're going to go eat whatever they want. And that's their way of celebrating their weight loss because they did it to fix a problem. So I want to strip down what needs to change and how we're going to do it. So first of all, the first thing you need to do when you want to change something is you have to identify your problem. Okay? If you don't know what it is your problem is exactly, then you have a problem. That's another problem. So first, identify your problem. What are you going to do once you identify it? First, I advise writing it down. I advise calling your coach, and I advise talking to them. You should have a good relationship with who you're working with. And once you lay out that, by the way, we all of us have a client support groups. This is all safe places that we could share what you're struggling with, right? So if you can identify what your problem is, that's step 1. Step 2 is finding a solution, right? So you have to find a solution to what the problem is. So for example, listening to someone that has their morning routine of driving through Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts window and ordering a double mocha with 3 sugar packs and a donut or a bagel, how do we solve that problem? We're going to give it a solution. Maybe we're going to drive up and we're going to order a sugar-free iced tea or a black coffee with some unsweetened almond milk, right? We have to find an answer. And sometimes when you talk it out with someone, a coach or whatever, it's easy to come up with solutions. How about people who they're working all day, they're super busy, they get home and the first thing they do is they start raiding the pantry because they don't have anything prepared. That person, their solution is food prep. Maybe we'll come up with an idea on Sundays to go shopping and prepare meals that they're already ready to go. So when you walk in the door, boom, in the microwave, or boom, 5 minutes in the oven or whatnot. This way you don't fall back to your routine of just grabbing whatever's there. I know that I struggled with a lot of crazy, listen, it's not about me, this is about talking to you, but if what I can share, I struggle with. Maybe that can resonate with you. But for all of you who don't know, my two major red light problem foods, one is Jewish challah, right? And another one is fried chicken. Okay, so if anyone who ever got on a Zoom with me, you know that those are things that if I start, I'm never stopping. That's called habit problem, big problem. So I learned from me, nope, never again. Those are not staying in my house. Those are problems. I heard Dr. A say, if you can't stop, if fried chicken or challah is a problem for you, like me, don't have it. Don't have it around. That's a change that I had to put into my household. So when my kids want to know, where's mommy's fresh baked bread, I'm going to say, go to grandma's house or go somewhere else, because that can't happen. That's something that I have to change up. Okay, now for the goods, all right? Mindset. I want to tell you that all of this change and everything that you're going to do is going to come from here. This mindset of ours has to change, because nothing is going to change if you don't change your mind. Last week, Let's Chat's topic was about your why, right? Your why. And if you know why you're doing this, and it's not to just lose weight, we're going to make it that your why is why you want to lose the weight, what your goal is, whether it's optimal health or however you want it. These things, that why is going to help push your mind. Okay. It helps me with my mind when I started on program. So if anybody's new, right, on program, you know, your guide that you got and your Dr. A's workbook, that works on your mind, right? All those tools that you have, for me, it helped me with my mind to read up on everything and to get that all in, because if I got that in, I already started off with changing my mindset. So I'm like, I'm on this, I'm on a mission. What are these fuelings? What are they going to do for me? How many do I have to have? Reading about them, when to have them, talking it out. That helped me with that change. That change did that. But we need to, I'm reading this now from my paper, so I don't want to leave out any of the good stuff. But the major reason here is if you dial back to that why, you'll know what needs to change and that you are going to do it. Okay? I want you to focus on creating health. If you focus on creating health, about thinking about trying to fix those things, that is something major that's gonna help you out. Okay, now there's something I wanted to tell you about here. Wow. Oh my gosh. Yeah. How do we go about this approach? How do we go about making a true lifestyle change, right? It's not just the motivational, it's not just what you eat. It is the motivational factor that comes into play, right? So your motivation is what makes all the difference. And if you would adapt how to put in the healthy habits and all of that, then you'll have what to live with. Now, something else Dr. A taught us that I found super helpful that can help people overcome the fear of changing is working in micro habits, okay? So if someone says, this is so daunting, how do you want me to change? I've lived my life. Hey, I'm 43. I have bad habits back for many, many years. You want me to just change overnight? That's impossible. So the answer is in micro habits. And that's something that really, really can help you. So it's not crazy. Like I know now, yeah, that's right. One healthy habit at a time. So like right now, I finished a 5-in-1 program. Right now I'm in my stage of life and I'm trying to bring in habits of motion. And that's a big change because I don't want to exercise, right? But I know that if I do it slowly and I do things little by little and see how I feel good. I feel great when I'm finished. So it's a motivation of having a healthy goal that keeps me going. Okay. Like now I just joined the Pilates class, you know, something new. That's definitely a change. Changing is very good. Look, in the dictionary, in our dictionary, that's Daddy, my father just wrote, I'm the planking queen. Yes, that's something I took on myself for change. In the dictionary, if you look up what is change, what does change mean? It means to make or become different. So what are you going to make or become different? How do you plan on implementing making yourself different? Because if you're not here to make yourself better, to be healthy, then what are you here for? There's 222 of you on this thing, all right? Because you want to be better, because you want change. So what are you going to do about it to make it better? Okay. Now, I have somebody that I'd like to share right now. Also a good friend, coach of mine. Her name is Marjorie. We're going to put Marjorie on now. Thank you, Michelle. That was without me telling you. And the reason why I chose Marjorie to share is because she's living in optimal health right now, and she can explain exactly how change helped her. Marjorie, hop off mute.
Yeah, almost forgot to take myself off mute. Started talking. Okay, so I don't know if all of you know me. I've spoken on Zooms before, but I'm sure there are some new people out there. So my name is Marjorie. I did program last May, so that's May of 2017. I lost 24 pounds. That was sitting on my body for 20 years. And I really owe it all to this program. So when Vera asked me to speak tonight and told me the topic was change, I really didn't hesitate. I knew that Optavia has completely changed who I am in every sense of the way besides my body. So I'll just take you through a few changes that I've noticed. There are so many. As I was thinking of the 3 or 4 that I know I changed, more and more just kept coming up in so many different ways, but I'll just share a few tonight. So I'll talk about the changes that I had on program first. So while I was on program, I had a lot of changes. Those were basically action steps that were part of being on program. So for me, eating in the morning was really difficult. And I hear that a lot from people. Oh, I don't eat in the morning. You know, I'm so busy and I'm running. I'm not hungry. I'm nauseous. I can't really eat so early. So I just have a cup of coffee and I eat like at 2, because that's how I used to run around doing. Mine was really 4 p.m., but that's how I used to be. I used to eat all my calories between 4 and 11 p.m. So starting in that morning was a challenge for me, and I did it. It was hard, but I did that. So that was one step. Also, when Vera asked me how I take my coffee, I actually started measuring how much Coffee Mate I put in just to see, because I thought it was like a tablespoon or 2. I was putting 6 tablespoons of hazelnut coffee creamer in my coffee. So I was basically having creamer and coffee. So I now drink black coffee. Black. No almond milk, nothing. That's like a huge change, because like Coffee Mate is so unhealthy. Forget even losing weight. It was like disaster. It's like I'm pouring chemicals in my coffee. So I'm so happy to be off that. So that was another big change, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, I have to have my coffee and I have to have it with my sugar and I have to have it this way. But if you want to see a change and you want to live a healthy life, you have to take some things away that you may think that you love. But I love black coffee now, and I don't think I would ever have said that. I used to, well, I already said that. So I noticed a strange thing about myself when I started program that I didn't even know existed, but I was only able to eat when like things were quiet. So like now I noticed like, okay, eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, but sometimes I was so busy and I can't eat when I'm busy. I have to eat when I'm sitting and the house is quiet and no one's bothering me. So that was a big change for me to say, you know what? I don't care if I'm busy. I'm going to eat this bar if I'm busy, or drink this shake quickly because I'm busy, because now food is now fuel. It's not something that I'm going to say, oh, I need it for my quiet time. Now quiet time may be reading a book, or calling back my mother who calls me 10 times a day. So I've changed in those ways. Another thing I totally changed was water. My idea of water was drinking a cup of tea at 6 p.m. That was all I drank, to the point where I would go out with my friends for the day and they would be running to the bathroom. Oh, we need to find a bathroom. Where's Macy's? We need a bathroom. Where's Starbucks? We need a bathroom. And I go, what's wrong with you people? Are you like 90? How many times do you have to go to the bathroom in the day? I go in the morning when I wake up, and I'll go again at 6 p.m. when I get home and drink my tea. Now I am drinking so much water, 2 of these a day. And I finally understand why they're in the bathroom all day, because they're actually hydrating their body, which made me feel awake, because I was always so tired, probably because I was dehydrated. So that was another big change. So those were changes, actions that I took on program. When I finally got into optimal health and maintaining my weight while always trying to get healthier, I noticed that the changes were mental. So food was no longer a reward for me. It used to be like, oh, you lost 3 pounds? Great, eat cake. So I changed that. I now reward myself with other things. We'll go for a foot massage. We'll go for a manicure. Those became my rewards instead of food. Food is fuel. Rewards can be fun. So that was another big change after. Also, I still eat 6 times a day because I know food is fuel. Food is not for enjoyment, even though you may enjoy it. And let's see what else. Oh, another big change. I look at food without guilt. You know, I now make conscious choices. If I'd like to eat something that may not be healthy or may be off plan once in a little while, because now I am in optimal health, I can. And I look at it as something I'm planning on doing. I taste it to have it, but I'm not binging. It's not turning one cookie into half the tray, because I went in with a plan. I went in with a choice. There's no longer guilt associated with food. I don't starve myself after eating that one cookie that I tasted on the tray. I continue to eat every 3 hours, making better choices throughout the rest of the day and week. So that's a big change for me. Trying to think, but really, this program has changed my life in so many ways. I can probably write pages and pages on the changes, but those are just some that came off the top of my head, and I'm glad to share them with you.
Wow.
Thanks, Vera.
Marge, if you're not a new person, then I don't know who the heck is. That's like that's major life altering. So if you guys are listening to that, that is what we're all striving for. And that's just in the physical aspects of ourselves, of how we're eating and all of that. Something that I find very helpful is the Stop, Challenge, Choose. If you guys haven't read that, the ebook on it, Stop, Challenge, and Choose is something that can help walk you through when you are struggling with making a good choice. And like I said, it takes 66 days to create a new habit. So you might have to use Stop, Challenge, and Choose more than you think. I mean, hey, when I see that fried chicken, it's Stop, Challenge, Choose 100 times over until it goes into my head. I want to read to you something that it's called a primary choice. A primary choice is about deciding that we want one thing, optimal health, for example, more than something else, right? Secondary choice is about taking the daily actions that support our primary choice. For example, choosing not to have a banana split. So in my case, choosing not to have that fried chicken or whatnot. But that to me is amazing. What's your name? Michelle, sorry. Can you put the next slide on? There you go. A lifestyle change. It doesn't only change your body. It changes your mind, it changes your attitude, and it changes your mood. This is why we are here. This is why we are on this program. This is the goal of what this program is all about. We are here to create lifestyles and new habits and to change what's bad. And we don't want it to just be because we want to lose weight. We want it to be an ultimate goal. A few people have mentioned they wanted to share something that they changed in their life, because this is something people want to scream about when they have a new lifestyle and something they want to give over. So I think I have a minute or so for people to actually share something. Would like to get off mute and say something that they gave up, because we're looking to give up the good to get the great. Anybody here? Come on, guys. Somebody's got to be changing, not just
Vera, can I share?
Oh, please
It's
do.
Emmy. Hi.
Hi, Emmy.
So my giving up was a little weird, and I I talk with it with my clients is that I was a big working out like an athlete, and I had to give up or put on pause working out because it wasn't helping my body at the time. And I had to come to the realization that, taking a minute and getting my body healthy on the inside would then make working out and things more pleasurable later on. So that's why I give up.
That's awesome, Emmy. I think a lot of people can resonate with that also because, like I said before, there's a time for everything, one healthy habit at a time. Trust me, Emmy. I don't know if you're in optimal health or not. You look like you are, but
Thank you.
exercise is coming your way, okay? All right,
Yeah.
guys, I believe it's 9:30, and we are going to move on to our coach training.